All right, so we are going to rank the remakes. Like I said, ground rules here. We're gonna have 4 extras outside of the 6. Okay, 4 different remakes because I wanted to give you 10. I'm gonna give you 10, and I'll put these 4 movies. They could be in between these 6 because I'm still giving you a ranking. Okay, from best to worst or worst to best. Yeah, worst to best. So it kind of, this is going to keep you on your toes, okay? Because you might be like, is the next one going to be a horror icon, one of the 6, or is it going to be just one of these 4? You know, we don't know. All right, we don't know. It could be insanity. Ranking the remakes. All right, so let me go to number. Okay, let me ask you guys this: where do you think? Because you know I'm the Halloween fanboy. Where do you think I'm going to put Rob Zombie's Halloween before we get into this, all right? Where do you think I'm going to put Rob Zombie's Halloween? I tell you right now, there's no way it could be number 10, all right? There's no way, all right? Actually, it is! Rob Zombie's Halloween is my least favorite of this list of remakes. So of the 6, it's Rob Zombie's Halloween, okay? It's Rob Zombie's Halloween. I've watched Rob Zombie's Halloween a million times. There have been times that I've enjoyed it. And that should tell you about this list, too. Like, I think I like just about every one of these movies. And even Rob Zombie's Halloween, I can find some. Overall, I don't like the movie. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. And it's one of my least watched Halloween movies. I would even say I might watch Resurrection more than Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's just a tough watch for me. Okay, guys? It's just a tough watch. And the weird thing for me is Tyler Mane is a phenomenal Myers. He really is. I like the look of this movie. It's got some major pros about it. Visually speaking, it should be one of the best Halloween movies. When I first saw the trailer for Rob Zombie's Halloween, I was scared. I was like, oh, that looks like a scary Halloween movie. You know, that could be one of the best Halloween movies ever. It looked that good. But it's the characters. A lot of the characters, or maybe Rob Zombie's world doesn't fit with Halloween. And guys, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween too. I do. But I would say out of all of Rob Zombie's catalog, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 feels a little bit, it doesn't have that, I don't know what you'd call it, the trash element, the white trash element, like most of them do. Most of his movies do. There's an artistic approach, I think, with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I love that movie. Always have. But the first Rob Zombie, just because it feels like 2 movies kind of sandwiched together. Rob Zombie will even admit that. I don't even think he likes the movie. Okay? It's just a little off-putting, okay? And I'm probably not explaining myself that well, but yeah, I never feel like throwing this movie in. And I think there's way too much screaming in the last act, okay? Poor Scout Taylor Compton and her vocal cords, Jesus. And I'm not. Trina, you made it just on time because I'm on number 10. Okay, so you arrived precisely when you mean to, just like Gandalf. Okay, yeah, guys, do you agree with me on this about the screaming? Did the screaming kind of get on your nerves? You know, I had a headache, but at the end of that movie, it's like, gee, is she gonna scream the entire fucking last act? And again, not really Scout Taylor's fault. I just don't think she had that much in the way of dialogue and direction. You know, a good director is going to notice those things and tell that actor, maybe we try something different and give a little bit more variety, you know? Yeah, in real life, yeah, you're probably going to be screaming at the top of your lungs. I get that. But movies are art, you know, and I use that loosely, okay? But movies are art and they're entertainment. So you have to entertain your audience, okay? You're not trying to give a life lesson. You're trying to entertain your audience. You want to keep them on their toes. Screaming for 20 minutes is not keeping them on their toes. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. I'm not a prude, but that thing with her and the bagel was just, those little moments too. A little bit like, that shouldn't be in a Halloween movie. You know? The bagel thing? Yeah. And that was just the least of its problems. Okay. Number nine. I'm already having a blast with you guys. This is fun. All right. Number 9. Okay. And by the way, guys, somebody, and let me show you. You can see the big 6, just in case you're wondering who the big 6 are. In my mind, you got Chucky, you got Michael, you got Freddy, Leatherface, Jason, and Pinhead. Okay. Somebody on Instagram said, hey, Ghostface deserves to be in the big 6. Yes, he does. But there's no remake for Scream. Okay. So I can't put him on the list. There's no remake. These have remakes. Okay. So, yeah. So back to the countdown. Number 9. A niner is Hellraiser. And guys, I watched this movie again today. This was my second time watching it. And it's got some greatness in there. I mean, David Bruckner directed this. David Bruckner is a fantastic director. It's a beautiful movie. It has that Hellraiser flavor, you know, in terms of like the whole lore of the whole thing, and especially the kills. There's plenty of chains in this movie. The cinematography is gorgeous, although I would say maybe a little on the dark side. Oh yeah, on the dark side. Eddie and the Cruisers is not in Hellraiser, okay? But my biggest problem with the Hellraiser remake is the characters outside of the Cenobites. I will say the transgender person that played Pinhead is freaking phenomenal. Doug Bradley would be proud. Okay, and I think he is proud. I think he has stated, he's given it his stamp of approval. It's an amazing performance. And you want to have the right look for Pinhead, and that person has the right look. It's gorgeous. Like, there's a little bit of a sexy side to it, but there's also a terrifying side to it. The makeup is on point. Best Pinhead we've had, and I would be happy moving forward for that person to, you know, consistently play Pinhead. Fantastic job. Jamie Clayton, yes. I was trying to remember their name. Jamie Clayton, wow. Amazing job. And really, Jamie Clayton is the best part of this movie, okay? They take way too long to get to Jamie Clayton, but when they show up, wow. It's awesome. It's really awesome, okay? The other Cenobites are good. They're okay. But, again, my major problem here is the main characters. I think they do okay, but they're just not nearly as memorable as the characters from the first movie, especially Kirsty. You know? Ashley Lawrence is a freaking icon, okay? And you don't really get any of that in this. So that was kind of my main problem with the Hellraiser. And I wanted to watch it again because I didn't really remember it as much, and I wanted to give it a fair shake. So I'm glad I did throw it on. And it's good. It's definitely good, but I just think there's some problems there. There's definitely some problems there. Okay, so all right, next one. Are we gonna be in the big 6, or could it be something that, you know, that slips in there? Because I want to give you a 10. All right, so next one, Let Me In. All right, I wanted to showcase 4 remakes that I think are highly worth your time. Let Me In is really, really good. Okay, I'll even say this. Let the Right One In is probably one of my favorite vampire movies. You know, that movie is perfection, and I love the. It's just a different type of vampire story. You know, and that idea that if you are a child and you become a vampire, you stay a child for eternity. And this movie explores that story and how grueling that would be, you know, because you could still fall in love, but you know, you can't, your life's going to be different. Let's just put it that way. Your life's going to be a lot different. And this is a person that's hundreds of years old. So, it's really amazing to me that a vampire story about children ends up being one of the best vampire movies I've ever seen. You know, and it's very emotional. It's quite sad in some moments because the guy that's with her, he's an old man. But when she met him, he was a child. And so the beginning of this movie, she meets another child and they become fast friends. You know, so it's kind of a story of friendship, a story of heartbreak. And it definitely doesn't hold back on the blood either. But it's one of those remakes that honors the original, and it stays pretty close to the original, but it doesn't completely copy it. And that's a hard thing to pull off without getting some negative flack. You know, at least it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it like Psycho did, Psycho 98. You know, it's different enough, and Chloe Grace Moretz does a really great performance. But it's just a very mesmerizing movie. You know, you can't take your eyes off this movie. So yeah. The little vampire did not age well at all. Are you talking about Chloe Grace Moretz? I think Chloe looks good still, right? Okay. All right, here we go. What is that? 10, 9, 8. So that's number 8. So number 7. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna duck. Okay. Yeah, I know. You're mad. I know some of you love. A lot of you put the Friday remake at number 1. I get that. I know you love. You know, if we need to talk about it, we can talk about it. Okay, you lay it on me. All right. I know you guys love the Friday remake, and yeah, there's some really great stuff in the Friday remake. All right, there's some great stuff in the Friday remake. And I think that's the thing with all these remakes. There's some good and there's some bad. You know, and one that's above this, it might have an aspect that's not nearly as cool as what's in this movie. Like Derek Mears, okay? Derek Mears is, like, if I did a ranking of all these characters, these horror icons, Derek Mears would probably be on the top. He's that good. He's freaking amazing, okay? But I don't like watching douche frat guys for an hour and a half, okay? It's not my bag. Some people like watching douche frat guys and girls. That's fine. And not all of these characters are douche frat assholes. Okay, not all of them. All right, there's a couple. Jared Padalecki is I like him in this movie. Okay, but the movie does get kind of consumed and drowned out by douche frat asshole clown faces. Okay, and I can't stand for that. All right, I can't stand for that. And I'm not, you know, the elephant in the room is Trent. I know that. Trent, every time I watch this movie, I can't stand him. I don't like, and it's not just him. There's a few of them. You know, it's just that maybe I just don't like douche frat guys. You know, I don't know what it is about. You know, it's weird. And let me work my way through this, okay? Because like I can watch 80s movies like Some Kind of Wonderful. Some Kind of Wonderful is one of my all-time favorite. Douche Lives Matter. Yeah. I'm working my way through this, Beth. Okay, hold on. Some Kind of Wonderful has douche frat guys, but they are there at a perfect time, I guess. They don't overcrowd the movie. I think more importantly, they're just they're story centric, you know? And I guess they just don't go too far. Like Craig Sheffer plays the douche frat asshole better than any other actor. You know, that's an actor because he doesn't cross the line to be annoying. And I know some of you, I'm talking on deaf ears, okay? I'm just giving you my personal opinion, all right? And like Beth, would you agree with me on that? Do you think there's two different types? Like, is there a good version of a douche frat asshole clown face? Can that, like, Some Kind of Wonderful, somehow they pull it off? Like, that movie is just chef's kiss. It's amazing. I love it. But for some reason, in the Friday movie, I hate them. I hate them with a fiery purple passion, and I just want to punch. I want to shoot a hole through my TV. Okay, I can't stand them. All right, and I'm like, I gotta watch this for an hour and a half. So I did like a commentary with Michael Trapson and his girlfriend, and it's a tough movie for me to watch. I don't know. So juicy, dude. There's douches and then there's full-on douchebags. There's a difference. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maybe it's the dialogue too, you know? Like Craig Schiffer, I think Some Kind of Wonderful is a very well-written movie, you know? Whereas Friday the 13th, it's just stupendous tits. And it's just kind of like, you know, let's give him something to say, you know? And it's not really going to matter too much to the plot. Let's just make him be a douchebag, okay? And then later we'll have Jason kill him. But, you know, like when I compare, here we go. All right, I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to send it right home for you guys right now, okay? You can take it or you can throw it right back at me, okay? When I compare the Friday remake characters to the characters that are in the 80s Friday movies, night and day. I love those characters. I want to hang out with the 80s characters, you know? They're my type of people. They're really fun, but they're not douchebags, you know? They're just kids having fun. They're not like overly judgmental. I don't know what it is, okay? Do you agree with me on that? Like, I think the characters in the remake are very different than the characters in the 80s, okay? They just are. And I prefer those type of characters. I can hang out with those characters all day, you know? And twice on Sunday, all right? So, yeah. So there you go. So that's my reasoning, guys. Guys, Derek Mears is awesome, though, all right? I'll give him that. There's some greatness. Love Daniel Pearl's cinematography. The kills are okay. I don't think I think the kills in a lot of the other Friday movies are a lot better than the remake, I think. I think the remake just goes for kind of like blunt force trauma. But, yeah, I think if I'm doing like Friday kills, oh my God. Friday Part 2 with the freaking machete to the face in the wheelchair. Yeah, give me that, okay? Yeah. Okay, I said my piece, damn it. All right, so we got 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6. You're going to be mad. Okay, you're going to be mad. I put the Child's Play remake above Friday, okay? All right. Oh, God, here we go, Brandon. F, Marry, Kill. Donnie, Trent, Caldian from Titanic. Woof, boy, that's a rough one. But you know what? I'm going to give you your $2 worth, okay? Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to go... Wait, who's Donnie? You got to give me more. Donnie. Which one's Donnie? Who's Donnie? I'm going to kill Trent for sure. I'm going to F Caldion, I think, from Titanic. And then I'm going to marry Donnie, okay? Even though I don't know who Donnie is. Actually, I'd probably marry Caldion. Is that Billy Zane? I'd probably marry him in that character because he's very rich. So, yeah. Okay. Gotta marry Cal. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Gotta marry him. He's loaded. All right, there you go. I'm trying to find out who Donnie is. Oh my God, Cape Fear. Holy shit. I didn't put Cape Fear on here because it's too good. Okay? It's too good. Same thing as The Thing. The Thing is technically a remake, and it's just too good. Okay? So, yeah. All right. So, who is Donnie, guys? Somebody help me out. Brandon, who is it? Billy Zane's character. I thought he was Cal from Titanic. That's going to drive me crazy. Okay. Would you say Megan or this movie is better than the other? Oh, my God. Thank you for asking me that, Sebastian. Thank you so much, because I can proudly tell you that the Child's Play remake is 10 times better than Megan. All right? And if I have to do a checklist side by side, this movie has this movie has this, on paper, I can tell you that Child's Play remake is better. Okay? The kills are insanely better than Megan. I think the characters, there's a lot more variety. Like Megan's characters are just kind of like, I don't know, it just has the tone throughout the whole movie seems kind of, I don't know, kind of somber. I don't know. It's kind of, whereas Child's Play remake, I love those kids. You know, I love how Chucky like cut the head off, and one of them is like wrapped. He wrapped the head in like a Christmas wrapping. It's great. The kills are really great. It's bloody as hell, And the beginning of that movie feels very different than the end of that movie. Whereas Megan, it kind of felt like the same thing all the way through. Okay, I like Megan as a character, the doll, and I think there's potential there going forward because I'm sure they're going to do a Megan sequel, and I'll definitely watch it. But I was not impressed with Megan. I'll put Child's Play above it all day. Okay, all day, 10 times over. Yeah, Child's Play. And I know a lot of people, they don't like it because of the situation with who's a guy, and I know this, who's the creator of freaking Child's Play? It's just, I'm having a brain fart right now. Okay, God damn it, why does that drive me crazy? As soon as somebody says it, it's gonna jump right out at me. But the creator, Don Mancini. Okay, yeah, Don Mancini. He does not like this remake at all, okay? It interfered with his plans. I get that, but hey, I'm just an observer, okay? A movie's a movie to me. And, it sucks that, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with me? I can't believe I can't remember the guy that freaking... I give up. The guy that played Chucky, Jesus freaking Christ. It's, you know what? I'm under the gun, guys, okay? I'm under the gun, all right? Oh my God. How could I forget who's the guy that played Chucky? That's just, oh man, that's killing me. I love the guy to death, okay? I'm talking, Brad Dourif. God, I can't believe I forgot Brad Dourif. All right, yeah. Yeah, it sucks that Brad Dourif's not in this, but this is a very different version of Chucky. They're playing with the whole AI thing. I was nervous about Mark Hamill playing the part, but Mark Hamill, I think he did a good job. I enjoyed it. So I'd say, guys, if you haven't watched this in a long time, give it another watch. It's fun. I just watched it again recently after Megan, just to kind of compare the two. Because this had like 50-something% on the tomato meter, and Megan had like, I think 87 or something. And I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? No. All right. So next one. We got 1, let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5. Number 5, boy, this list is going to piss you guys off. Jesus. Number 5 is the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Does the Nightmare remake have problems just like the Friday remake does? Absolutely. But here's the thing. Freddy's dark again. I love that. Just look at that cinematography there. I think it's gorgeous, actually. I think people are way too hard on this movie. I think they made a mistake by doing what they did in the end of this movie. Okay? You should never tell certain things about Freddy Krueger. You should leave it kind of a mystery. They should not have done that. Okay? But I like the dream sequences in this movie. I thought Katie Cassidy was freaking amazing. I think they should have switched Katie Cassidy and she should have been Nancy. I'll say that. But overall, I liked these characters. They felt real. They felt natural. They weren't douchebag frat boy ass faces. Okay? They felt like real, just characters that were in a really bad situation. And guys, let's talk about being realistic for a second, okay? Imagine you live on Elm Street, you are a teenager, and you know what's going on. You're one of those teenagers that's you're scared to go to sleep, okay? Tell me you wouldn't be kind of depressed, all right? Because these characters, they would be that. Okay. I saw this actually the night before I deployed, and I was so excited because I was like, yes, I get to see a freaking new Freddy movie before I deploy. And I remember walking out of the theater really happy and enjoying that movie. It's dark. There's no fun Freddy at all in this movie, okay? It is very, very dark, and it all depends on the Freddy that you're wanting, okay? I would even say this is like this and Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors is a far better movie, but they chose to let's give them a super serious dark Freddy. This ain't Freddy's Dead, okay? And I happen to really like this movie. I do. And guys, I've given it so many chances, and every time I come out happy. I like that what they did with the micro sleeps, which is something that I don't think's ever been explored in the franchise. You know how you like when she's in the drugstore and every time she closes her eyes, there's Freddy. I was like, that's really cool. I really dug that. So, I mean, yeah, it's got its problems, but I really enjoy this movie. I like that let's make it a really serious movie. Jackie Earle Haley, I don't think of course he's not as good as Robert Englund, but I don't think he's bad. It's not his fault that the makeup looks kind of weird in some shots. You know, like that shot, I think the makeup looks pretty cool because they're going for an actual burn victim. So, yeah. I like this remake. I really do. Okay? And I've defended it a million times, and I know some people hate the movie. They hate the movie, and that's fine. Okay? So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Is that, so, yeah. So, number 4, we're getting into so the Nightmare remake makes it into the top 5, guys. Okay? That's controversial. Number 4 is going to be The Last House on the Left remake. Again, this is not in the big 6, but again, I wanted to give you 10. So you get a bonus here and a recommendation. This is one of those remakes that I think is better than the original. It is much more accessible, but still quite tough to watch, during the scene in question. All right. And I applaud this movie for taking that approach, but still making it, I think it's a fun watch. And I mean fun by you can just enjoy the movie. Not that it definitely has a very serious tone to it. But, yeah, I really love this remake. It's just satisfying too. This is what the original I think should have been tone wise, because the original is a little bit, and don't get me wrong, I think the original is a very important movie. 1972, people. Okay, predates Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this was kind of the beginning of the drive-in grindhouse horror movement. So the original definitely has its place, and I think the original is a tougher watch, although the music is kind of wonky and like kind of the antithesis of the overall subject of the movie. But the remake is a much better watch. Okay, and man, I tell you, the scene in question is tough. Okay, and it's like, I'll tell you this too right now, and this is a weird thing to say, but this is one of my daughter's favorite remakes. Okay, I've never watched it with her for obvious reasons, but she will tell me that this is one of her favorite remakes. She likes the story. It's not easy for anybody to watch the scene in question. All right, but overall, I do love this remake, and it's very satisfying. The final act is great. And Spencer Treat Clark, the young kid that's kind of caught in the middle of all this, that is, I love Spencer Treat Clark. Every movie he does, I think he's one of those slept on actors. He doesn't get the roles I think he deserves, but every time he pops up in something, he's great. Like he was in Unbreakable. He was in Glass, obviously. He played Bruce Willis's son. He was in Gladiator. But he's great in this. So the Town That Dreaded Sundown, which is not on this list, but I love that remake too. He's in that movie. So, yeah. Last House on the Left is number 4. That's how much I love that remake. Okay. So, number 3. Here we go. Number 3. You're going to like me now. Okay. Is Evil. I can't believe I just said that. I'll probably have to cut that out when I clip this out. Is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All right. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Everybody agrees on this one. This is a great freaking remake. And if you've done your math, then you'll see that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre wins for the Big 6. It is the best out of the entire Big 6. Okay? It's better than Michael, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Pinhead, all those guys. It is the Kumbaya, my lord. That's what Texas. It's great. It's freaking awesome. Okay. Now Chris Snyder says it's better than the original. I did a video on that. I think I did a clip actually, because I had a whole debate with myself about, is this better than the original? And the answer to that is no, because of how important the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, okay? But they're two completely different movies. I think, for lack of a better word, I think the remake is kind of a cheeseburger popcorn movie. You know, even though it's dark, even though it's heavy, it's still a fun movie to munch on popcorn to. All right? Whereas the original, it's kind of a tough watch, and it's a monumental movie. But yeah, if you want, you can watch that. I did a whole freaking video on comparing these two movies. All right, and it was a fun discussion with myself. Okay, but yeah, the remake. I mean, it's almost perfection. It really is. You got great characters. You got a great setting. It's set in the early 70s. You got Arlie Ermy in there, so they added something a little extra to the movie. It's intense as fuck, as you can tell just by that image there. You got Jessica Biel looking like Jessica Biel in the heat of Texas. So yeah, there's so much greatness in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and it was like, I think it was out of this list, it's definitely the first that kind of kicked off the new remake craze. You know, was there a remake before this one? I'm sure there was, but this one really kicked it off. It did. Okay. So now we know that the top two, we're done with the big six, but I have two more that I think are possibly better than this remake. Okay. So guys, tell me right now, what are these two? Don't listen to what I said before I said Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Hills Have Eyes is definitely one of them. This is a fucking movie right here, okay? And I'll say it right now. This is better than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. And that's a tall order. But I love... I know this is shallow, but I really love the cinematography of this movie. You know? Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, it is dark. But I just like how it's similar because you do have these crazy freaking cannibals. You know, you got a crazy family in this movie. But I guess I just like the story better. I don't know. I mean, this would be a great double feature, actually, with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. But this is fantastic. I just watched it again. I wouldn't say recently because it's been a couple years, but I reviewed it. And, man, I forgot how great this was. I forgot how great this freaking movie is. And, yeah. I like the cannibals in it. I love the last act. How the husband? Yeah, the husband's kind of like, this has like a final guy in it, which is cool. You know, that's something kind of different I liked about it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just perfect. It's almost perfect. This movie. It's another instance of this movie being far better than the original. I think this movie's far better than the original Hills Have Eyes. So it's just that good. All right. So number one, I saw a bunch of you in there. Some of you said I saw someone said Dawn of the Dead. What were some of the other ones? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Number one is Evil Dead. I forgot to put, like, Dawn of the Dead is a great remake. It really is. And you guys threw out a couple that I did forget to put on here. But I'm content and I'm happy with this number one. Evil Dead is one of my all-time favorite remakes. And, you know, like Chris was saying earlier, this, you could technically say this is kind of a sequel, you know? But you can technically, because it's still a group of people in a cabin being terrorized by demonites. The Deadites. Sorry, demonites. Deadites. And really just the thing that works so well about Evil Dead is it's kind of... you're having to kill your friends. You know? It's not like a normal, like, say, a slasher movie where one killer is killing off a bunch of people and there's no, like, you know, connection. This, I mean, can you imagine? It's like you get, you call it an infection, whatever, but you get turned into, you got to watch your friend, who your really close friend, turn into a deadite. And then you have to, can you imagine being in that situation? You got to kill that person. And then you got to watch this friend turn into a deadite. And you got to kill that person. So the emotional trauma that is inflicted is just insanity. I think Fede Alvarez, this is probably his best movie, directing wise. Man, this is a director that set out to not hold back. You know, this movie it's a tough watch. Some of the violence in it is insane. But you don't dare want to try to copy the first movie. Ash isn't in it. So how do you make something that's respectable, that kind of honors the first movie? And I think he toed that line really well, you know? Like, not once in this movie am I missing Ash. And that's a tall order because I love Ash. Ash is a great freaking character. I got the Funko Pop to prove it, okay? I love Ash. But I got so invested in this story, and I love it. I love it. So Beth says, I'm a weenie. This was one of those that's hard for me to get through. Too scary. Yeah, this is not for everybody, okay? This is not for the faint of heart. All right? This movie is a tough watch, but I happen to absolutely love it. I love Jane Levy, and I wish Jane Levy would just do horror movies, like because she's done this one and Don't Breathe, and man, she's got that it factor about her, you know. She's got that little something extra that just you can't help but root for her. And it's cool because she's the first person to get infected as a deadite. So she's like the bad guy for most of the movie until she comes out of it, and then you're rooting for her. So it's got a cool, like, you know, kind of push and pull factor to it. But yeah, that's it, guys. What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DDLive clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching, and if you want to watch more, you can go over here, you can go over here, click on one of those, and hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.